and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thanks for coming out, guys. I would like to suggest a change in the agenda and move the public comments up to point number 2 and move election of officers down in the case that we may have someone else join. Do I have to make a motion for that?
No.
No. Okay. You guys okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So seeing that, we'll go ahead and go right to point number 3 for public comment. Public comment in this section would be public comments not relating to the rezoning. Okay, point number 5. So any other comments that someone would like to make, if you would approach the podium, state your name and your address.
For having me, Daniel Madera, 595 Arrowhead Trail, Christiansburg. And I just wanted to bring the planning attention to something we looked at back in 2014. As far as traffic calming along Roanoke Street, Steve goes down to Main. We have put one lane in each direction. Center turn lane and bike lanes on the outside. Would create the traffic calming and would protect nice entrance, but we wouldn't have all the people juggling for position in the last mile. Go out there and look at how people are traveling now versus what is going before, by construction. So it's annoying if people juggling city. Next 5 seconds. Get front, back. But since the citizens are already in training, you know, it's not making a plan moving forward. I just wanted to plant the seed and take a look, stand back, take great improvement. It's coming down.
And just a question, this is Roanoke Street?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And staff, is there anything that's being reviewed at this point in time on Roanoke Street?
I was actually going to ask specifically which section of Roanoke Street were you referring to? I'm sorry, I may not have caught that.
From the area of AutoZone,
Mm-hmm.
Main,
Yeah. Sorry?
from the light of AutoZone
Down that way. Yeah, I know that we are continuously looking at projects. I know there've been some streetscaping and sidewalk type projects that the town has looked at in that area that we consider for funding. So I'd have to probably speak with engineering to find out the specifics, but I'd be happy if you'd like to get your name and telephone number, and I could give you a call back maybe with more specifics about it if the town has
Yeah,
it.
it came out of the Bikeway Walkway Committee
Mm-hmm.
in the early days. That's been talked about. I just want to bring it back to the attention since the citizens are in training.
Right.
So,
Right.
If you could just speak to Jude here so that we can, when we go on with the meeting, I want your name and address to get on the, or your
Appreciate
telephone
it.
number to get on the record. Thank you.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for speaking.
we'll get you an answer.
Okay, I'm gonna continue to postpone the election of officers and just go ahead and move on to approval of Planning Commission meeting minutes for November 28th, 2022. And
You
we
should,
can't
you
act
should
it.
defer all action
We're
to the
gonna
next
defer
meeting.
that. That's right, defer the elections, the Planning Commission minutes, and then let's move right on to point number 5. And if you would state the rezoning request.
Certainly. This date and time has been set to hold public hearing to consider the rezoning request of Southwest Investments Company LLC, property owner, and Southwest Excavating Incorporated lessee, to rezone approximately 1.87 acre portion of the property located at 200 Scattergood Drive Northwest, tax parcel 496-24-5, and parcel ID 033540, from General Business District B3 to General Industrial District I2. Property is designated as mixed use with buffer industrial on the future land use map of the 2013 Christiansburg Comprehensive Plan. Proper legal notice has been given, the adjacent property owners have been notified.
Fantastic, thank you. Just for explanation, at this point, we do not have a quorum. However, that doesn't precede us from moving on and having the public hearing tonight and having some discussion. And at this point, as usual, if I would have staff go ahead and give us a preview, overview of the request tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be brief. As noted in the staff report, really the request is about, there's an existing contractor's equipment storage yard on the site. They are looking to expand. If you go to slide 11, probably, you can see here, this is the plan that was submitted to the town. We've been talking with them during those discussions. We realized, if you go to slide 12, that part of the property is zoned B3. You can see there in the red. And it really, just to be allowed, it either needed to have a CUP or to be rezoned. And that's the reason for the request tonight.
Got it. Thank you very much. So at this point in time, I'll open up the public hearing. Anyone wishing to discuss this, please approach the podium, state your name and address. Perfect. Thanks, John. Yep.
Thank you.
We're representing Southwest Excavating, and Josh Bond is there, the property, as well as the business that is operating on the property, and the he has been located there for quite a while, and wanted to expand some of his areas, contractor storage yard. We went through the site plan process, and the town staff made us aware kind of this little zoning issue, so we're trying to clean that up at this time. You can see on our drawing we're behind the Dairy Queen and the Little River Pool and Spa, and then the Christiansburg Institute is up the page on Scattergood Drive. Happy to answer any questions you have. We're just trying to clean up a zoning issue, and Josh is planning on operating there for as long as he can.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mm.
And if you stick around, we'll have
Yep.
discussion.
Sure.
We may have some additional questions for you. Anyone else here wishing to speak on the rezoning request? Seeing no one, I'll go ahead and close that part of the meeting.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Please state your name and your address.
Beth Umberger, 915 College Street. I'm disorientated on this map, but and I don't think it might not even affect it. But recently, we found a bridge that we think was part of CI at one time property, and it's in the stream. So I don't know if that affects that or not. I just want to take that in consideration. I'm not against or for either. I just wanted, I don't know if it's on that map or not.
The stream is like where that pink line is. It's above the pink line on CI's property. Now go up higher, Jude. Right there.
Yeah, and this, well, actually, yeah, so this is very clean.
Yeah.
So I took a picture from up here. I was birding. It was a good place to bird on the Christmas bird down. But it's somewhere, if that's the creek, is the picture.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get us a little closer. There you go.
Oh, wait a minute. So that pink line is where the creek is, I think.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
So it's somewhere, this is somewhere in here, that remnant of that old bridge. So, I mean, I don't think it'll impact it, I just wanted to bring that up. Possible concern, because it was historical thing that's connected to CI, but it's not on CI property.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, anyone else wishing to speak?
I just note that change percentage would have no impact whatsoever.
Okay, thank you, John. Anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, at this point, I will close the public hearing and open it up to commissioners for discussion, reminding them that we can discuss it, but at this point today, we cannot take a vote.
So I have a question from the aerial view. It looks like there's already contractor storage activities happening in that area. Is that correct?
No, go ahead, John, yeah.
I think I've been on that quite a long time.
So he wasn't aware that it was a different
Split zone.
zoning?
Any thoughts whatsoever about any of the payment requirements or business done or out there and stuff you can put somewhere?
Gotcha.
And it was proper.
And I think it was mentioned earlier, staff has not received any kind of notices from the public, having issues with this taking place?
No,
in
sir.
zoning?
No, the only comments that we received are the ones we received tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've run into split zoning issues actually along this parallel, higher up on the Christiansburg High School site. Remember when we had to rezone them because they were also split zoned in the same fashion?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So, glad to clean up some more
Yeah,
parcel splitting.
my guess is that at some point in the past, the town zoned, or even county zoned, a certain distance off the right of way.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Any questions from staff?
Not a question so much as a comment, is it related to the bridge. I mean, I might suggest during the, site plan process, maybe you guys could locate that or see if it's out there. So I don't recall seeing it on the plans, do you? Yeah,
And we made a survey.
right. Yeah. Yeah, but we could look at locating that during the process.
Okay, very good.
I have one question.
Yes.
Just thought of. So, I do know that CI does plan to develop that woods as like a historical trail for teaching purposes. And so I know there's a grade change, like 'cause it's on a slope. But if it's by right, would there be any screening requirements if we just rezoned it?
I know that there.
So for contractors to work yard, not a gravel lot. 6. I believe that. It doesn't have dollars. Right, so it wasn't.
Okay, good question. Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
And the concern about any kind
I just thought more of a physical barrier so that if people are, someday there's a trail, people don't wander onto your property into a construction site. It may be a liability kind of thing for you guys.
Yeah, we can, we certainly cover that. I guess I can make a process. You can't go tonight, so.
Sure, so actually, them not voting on it tonight would be the regular process. Typically, I mean, sometimes with very simple requests, they will vote the same night as the public hearing. But what is advertised is the public hearing on the 17th, and then on the 30th, they would come back and vote theirs, is what they typically advertise for, and then it would go to council after that. So it doesn't change the timeline at all to not vote tonight.
That'll allow us.
Correct, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
And so the public hearing with town council would be after the 30th?
yes, sir.
Okay.
It would be the 14th and the 20, and then, yeah, it'd be on the 14th, and then their vote would be on the 28th of February.
Okay, all right, very good. Okay, at this point then, I will, since we cannot take any action, tonight on this, I will, close the discussion period. And once again, confirm that we're not allowed to take, any kind of action tonight on the election of officers, or the approval of the minutes, or the rezoning request. So with that, moving on to, point number 6, other business. And I'll let staff start it off, other business.
Sure, just some brief other business. As I told you guys, I think in the subcommittee meeting and brought up again last time, we're beginning the comprehensive plan amendment process. We've engaged the regional commission for that, and we expect to kick that off formally with them in March. So springtime, new things, and, you know, it'll be an exciting time, I think. So we're looking forward to it.
And as spring approaches, do we have maybe some thoughts on some dates to go see the park before it opens?
Yes, and I think Jillian had reached out to you guys about finding a date, and we kind of couldn't put it together then with the holidays and all that, so, yeah, but yes, we are still, she'll be reaching out to you again if she hasn't already. I guess she hasn't then. Well, we will, yes.
And just FYI, last time I talked to Randy, the park was a soft opening. I thought back in December. Is it open?
I don't believe it's officially, but
Okay.
I'm not, it's up on that. See,
And then they would have a hard opening in the springtime.
Right.
Might be nicer to go in the springtime anyway.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that this time of year, you kind of have issues with light, one thing, if you're gonna go like in the evening, but also the weather.
Yeah.
So we'll plan it, and it'll snow.
Okay. The only comments that I have is, we did some training, compliance training today, and, some of you attended, and for our majority, we didn't attend, but that, presentation is gonna be put out on the website somewhere?
No, I think we'll actually have it internally, but we could provide it to anyone who's interested. In fact, I could go ahead and probably, once that's done, forward that just to everyone. If you'd like to look
I
at
think
it,
that'd
get
be
you a link
good.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good, it was good training.
yeah, I think so too. Other than that, I don't have anything. So, at this point, I'll go ahead and close the meeting, and wish you all a good night.
All right.